How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome! It's that time of year again, time for our annual Red Zone Rogue Studio Tour. In today's video, we're going to go around the studio and kind of show off all of the stuff, not just in the background, but on the other side of the camera as well. We have a lot of stuff to look at. We have some updates from last year. We're going to talk about just a bunch of random stuff, how I keep the figures clean, everything. So just kick back, relax. If you wanted to see what goes on here in the studio, talk about all of the stuff, that's the video for you. Today, that's what we're doing. We have a lot to get through, not just all of the figures, but there's like art books, there's uncut sheets to show off, all of my card storage, which is kind of crazy, and just a bunch more. The room itself is pretty clean, but there are still some things that, well, you'll see. you'll see very shortly. And hey, if you like the video and you aren't subscribed for some reason, hey, now's a good chance to do so. Go ahead and subscribe and maybe like the video, maybe comment down below, maybe even go and support me on Patreon, or join channel memberships, all that kind of stuff. It all helps. Thank you so much, Rogues Gallery. I appreciate you. You're awesome. So let's get on with it. Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna start the tour from the outside, going on in. As you enter the studio, we're just gonna immediately turn around, and here we have, let's close the door. Here we have some new tapestries. This one is from Shadowverse, and we also have Cagliostro from Grand Blue Fantasy. I do want to find a better spot for one of these so we don't have them doubled up, but currently this is what I have. Looking over to the right, we have an uncut sheet of Magic the Gathering, War of the Spark. This is one of the foil ones that, well, I got sent to me as compensation for, I don't even remember what it was. It was like the War of the Spark Mythic Edition or something like that. They ended up sending me two because the first one was really jacked up. The other one is in the closet. Over here, we have a Legion's Realms at War framed poster. I do want to change this up with some other stuff. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. This cable here has been in this room ever since Robin and I got this place. I assume it goes to like a light system. We just have never taken it down. So that is what it is. On the floor here, we have a bunch of just like art stuff that I have not put up. So there's a bunch of like Flesh and Blood posters. There's a really spicy... We have a really spicy tapestry here that came with a figure that I bought. We have a signed Liliana of the Veil from Steve Argyle, as well as an uncut sheet of Legions. That thing in the corner there is just my charger for my batteries for my camera. All right, let's move on over to the art gallery. So this is all of the original hand-drawn and/or painted pieces of artwork that I have here in the studio. Sorry for the glare there. I do have my full lighting set up here, otherwise it wouldn't look very good. So yeah, we'll go over these real quick. So this is Black Scorpions or Sirocco Scorpions by Michael Nagipal. This is an original painting from Sorcery. Here is the original painting of Mixterra from Sorcery by Elvira Shakarova. Like, this is the actual original painting. Here we have some hand-drawn originals by Livia Prima, a Magic the Gathering and Flesh and Blood artist. She's a very, very lovely person, her and her husband, Billy Christian, and they do amazing work. And so this one is Dromai, drawn in 2022. As you can see, made out to Red Zone Rogue. And also in 2022, Livia Prima drew me a Prism. This one right here is Uzuri, hand-drawn by Iswardi Therianto, another Flesh and Blood artist. Really great dude, really, really great drawing. And as you can see, to Red Zone Rogue, signed by Iswardi Therianto. This other one in the back, in front of these two lovely ladies here. This one is another Sorcery painting. This is the Tower of Babel by Dan Seagrave, one of my favorite artists. I do want to get this hung up over here at some point. Not just right there. I think we're going to move some stuff around to get that one up. And speaking of these lovely ladies, here we have my only Wii Cross figure. That is, I think it's called like Sun Priestess Tama. And then here is Schwartz from Arknights. This is like one of my favorite figures, but she's so big, she doesn't really fit anywhere else. Look at this. Look how big that is, man. Amazing figure. Very, very nice. And the Tama figure is pretty good too. She's also very tall. Here are some pins that I like to use in my videos, like, you know, for my lapel pins. Obviously, we have like Arachne, we have VJ Wolf, and we have Ding Dong. This is just a bunch of random stuff. There's a lot of like indie games here that I plan on checking out. Here's a bunch of stuff that I got while going to Japan, including like business cards. Here's some Flesh and Blood socks. This is just like a bunch of just random stuff. Like you can see back here, there's like a lot of just like indie games and stuff. And then also like Battle Spirit Saga. This little thing was made by Flesh and Blood cosplayer. She's Fabled NZ. She's very, very nice. And then this is the Tower of Power, or the Twin Towers of Power. This is a lot of bulk cards, but not all bulk. As you can see, like there's, you know, Outsiders foils, commons and rares. This side is mostly just Flesh and Blood, and this side is like other stuff. So like Grand Archive and Shadowverse and We Cross. All right, let's get to what you were going to recognize the most. Here is the actual Red Zone Rogue background display. And here's a chair. Let me move the chair, actually. We'll set it over here. Yeah, so let's go over all of this. There's a lot to get through. Let's just start with the top, so you don't ever see this. This is kind of like extra storage. I like to use these empty boxes as like set dressing if I need to use them for anything. So we have like a bunch of Grand Archive. Most of that is first edition Kickstarter. We also have some Shadowverse boxes. We have some We Cross decks here. Like this first one is Nanashi. There's a Nanashi deck. These are empty. They don't have anything in them. Not empty are these two figures. So we have Asuka, and then we have, I don't remember who that is, Ron from, I don't exactly remember, but I got that figure as part of like a lucky bag thing. And then I bought this, the Gothic Asuka one for kind of cheap. Here's more like set dressing stuff. Here is one of every single We Cross box in English. We have some Magic the Gathering figures. The figures are in those. Maybe I'll put them up somewhere someday. And then here we have some figures that I don't have on display. If you are a very old school fan of the channel, you will have recognized these as the very first figures we ever got. But I just need to kind of put them away or something. And also we have this Ash League of Legends figure and just some opened collector boxes of Magic for potential set dressing. All right, let's get on with the actual background display. So the main display, let me back up a little bit here, make sure I don't trip over the chair. So this is the main, what I'd consider the main shelf, right? So we have up top, we have We Cross shelf, we have the Flesh and Blood shelf, we have the Shadowverse shelf, and then we have the Grand Archive shelf. And these are the four main shelves for the four main games that I cover. So let's kind of just show off the We Cross shelf. There's a bunch of Japanese cards here that I really enjoy that I pulled on the channel. These two are by a We Cross artist. Speaking of which, we have like this lovely happy birthday card written by Lucky Yuki. And then we have the Lucky Yuki Oops, the Oops girl. We have my favorite We Cross character Guzuko, and then a sealed Guzuko deck. As you can see, she is still in there. Big fan of Guzuko. And the artist for that one is Nozabin, one of my favorite artists. Here we have some more Lucky Yuki pins. They look incredible. As well as some more We Cross cards that I really like. And then of course I don't know if Guzuko or Alfu are my favorite characters, but we have the Alfu deck as well. And then in the back, you can see some set dressing of various We Cross boxes we have opened, including this one, Utopia, the very first We Cross box we ever opened on the channel, which is really cool. Kind of bought it on a whim, and well, as they say, the rest is history. Sorry for the glare, by the way. All right, next row, we have the Flesh and Blood row. We have one of every single first edition Flesh and Blood box in the background. They're all opened, but you know, nice set dressing, including like Alpha, WTR, and First Edition Crew, First Edition Arc is right there. You know, all that good stuff. We have a Flesh and Blood water bottle. I actually own 2 of these. I use one, and this is my set dressing one. That little thing right there, that white box, that's what the Good Deeds promo came in. We have a couple sealed decks for Ira. This is the original one. This is the 2018, I believe. Yeah, 2018 Ira Welcome decks. I had a lot more of them. I gave all the rest away, and I kept these ones just kind of like for the background, for like a keepsake. Here's a Viscerai made by a Rogues Gallery member. Looks really, really cool. I forgot exactly who gave it to me, so comment down below if you're watching this. Here's our Red Zone Rogue metal token. Looks really, really nice. And then here we have some artist proofs. I have so many Flesh and Blood artist proofs that I had to limit the ones that I put on this display because we have more down here that we'll kind of show off in a little bit later. But I limited the ones here, 1 to each artist, right? So we have the Federico Musetti Lexi. We have, this is not an artist proof, but it is one of those like foil cards that you can draw on. And that's Viscerai, Spinal Tap backup bassist by Steve Argyle. So that, I really love that one quite a bit. This green thing here, that is a Toki Greenstone given to me by Steve from New Zealand. Huge shout out. That's a very important thing, and it means a lot in Maori culture. So that one has a place of honor right next to the Red Zone Rogue kind of like written logo from on a LSS envelope. That is the cold foil Uzuri that was given to me for spoiling the character. And this RZR button was made for me as a gift by my friend Honshu. We'll talk about Han a little bit later because her art is all over the studio. She's awesome, and she's a really good friend. And here we have some more artist proofs. This first one is Soyame. Soyame did that one. This one is by Crovius. This one is by Sylvia Meliani. This one is by Henrik Lindner. And this last one is Vishnu Tan. Yeah, really, really cool stuff. Yeah, these are some of my absolute favorites. And then, of course, oh, it's really dark. We have a bunch of my spoiled cards. Spoilers. Cards that I did spoilers for Flesh and Blood. These are all the highest rarity versions. So like cold foil, if it's cold foil, yada, yada, yada. All that good stuff. All right, moving on to the Shadowverse shelf. Shadowverse has characters that have been turned into figures. So I have some of them, including a very spicy Cerberus right here. Hello, Cerberus. And then I have like the Cerberus card. So let's kind of start here. So this one is a Rage of Bahamut Hatsune Miku limited figure. It's actually kind of a rare figure and one of the figures that has retained value. So it's a pretty cool one. She's wearing kind of like this Rage of Bahamut outfit. I think it looks fantastic. It looks very similar to the outfit that both Forte and Olivia over here is wearing. So let's talk about these other characters. This one here is Idolmaster Cinderella Girls. This is Shibuya Rin. She will be a card in Shadowverse, and she is my favorite Idolmaster character, so I figured I'd pick her up for the display here. This is one of my favorite characters of anything. This is Forte. I absolutely love Forte, and her figure looks incredible, like absolutely incredible. This is Spinaria. She will also be a card in Shadowverse. People who play, Shadowverse Evolve, people who play regular Shadowverse know her already. And here's a Deus Ex Machina, kind of like little promo card thing. Here's a little fairy that I got from Japan. And then once again, we have our spicy girl Cerberus. And then we have like a little Cerberus drawing in the background as well. We have a bunch of other random drawings in the background. A lot of Grand Blue stuff. There's some good stuff. There's some good stuff back there. And then of course, as you can see, we have a display of all of the Shadowverse Evolve boxes thus far. Next shelf, we have Grand Archive, and there's some really cool stuff here on the Grand Archive shelf. Everything from all of the Grand Archive sleeves to some actual sealed boxes of Kickstarter. Those are Kickstarter. We have the Ambassador card that I got. There's the Ascent The Ascent dice is still in there. This is my silver card, that my silver medal Lorraine that I got for backing the Kickstarter. We have 2 sealed Kickstarter starter decks, so there's like 8 dungeon guides in there. We have some sealed deck boxes, like we have the sealed Sylvie there. It's hard to see, and then some like early demo decks and stuff, which is really cool. This foil Korhazi Courier, that is my collaboration card with Grand Archive. That is the test print foil. I promised them I wouldn't sell it or get rid of it or trade it or anything, and it just lives here permanently in the background. These are 2 artist proofs by, once again, Honshu, as well as Honshu's business card. Once again, she's a great friend, and I really want to celebrate her here in the background display. We also have some hand-drawn Honshu like tokens as well. Look how amazing these look, by the way. Look at these. Dude, they're so good. They are so good. This is a signed dungeon guide by Honshu, and then I have some like promos here, including like the festive Lorraine promo. It says yours to keep, Red Zone Rogues copy. Look at that. All right, so let's go to the next one. I'm just gonna, how do I want to do this? I guess I'll just kneel. All right. So this shelf has a lot of like old dead card games. They are all sealed. So this is, you know what? I'm just gonna sit on the floor. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna sit on the floor for this part. We'll do all of the bottom row stuff, and then we'll work our way back up. So, oh, I should say that crane deck right here, that one is not sealed. That's from when I was a kid. But this Tomb Raider starter deck brick, that is sealed. We have some sealed Keyforge, a whole bunch of sealed Wars back there. I think I have like 5 or 6 of every box. We have some sealed Dragoborn starter decks, some sealed Dragoborn booster boxes. We have, let's scooch a little bit forward. We have the Red Zone Rogue business card that I'm going to be giving out to people at events that I attend. Has this kind of like really cool like red metallic like side to it. That is some X-Files, like a sealed booster box of the X-Files card game. Oh, and then this is from a game that's not technically out yet, Fabled Saga, that I technically did back on Kickstarter, so we'll see if I ever get that. But the art is from Honshu, so hell yeah. Down here we have a bunch of manga. I have a lot more manga than this. We have my 2 favorite ongoing series. We have Free Ren and then Record of Ragnarok. I have more copies of these. They're just in another room. They're the ones that I haven't read quite yet. We have a bunch of Junji Ito, Tomi, Gyo, Uzumaki, Ramina, the Liminal Zone, Sensory. These are all fantastic. As well as like some old stuff like this Wyvern guide. In the back, you can see some sealed Cyberpunk 2020 card game, as well as some like Dragonlance books. This here, all this stuff, this is all Shadowverse and Grand Blue and Rage of Bahamut like art books from various artists. These are stuff that I just like to buy and collect. So yeah, just a bunch of that kind of stuff. Here, we're gonna stay on the ground and we're just gonna kind of scoot over. So here are some low figures that we have here. These are great. Like this one is Lynn from Fire Emblem. She's one of my favorite characters. This is a unique character figure, Blue. She looks absolutely incredible. And then we have Punishing Grey Raven. Behind them, we have some sealed L5R stuff. And we're going to have a lot more L5R stuff to show. Down here on the bottom of this shelf, we have a bunch of other art books. These Art of Magic the Gathering books are some of the most underrated art books available. They are all absolutely incredible. We also have the Flesh and Blood art book. We have an Arkham Horror art book, another Rage of Bahamut one, and 3 World of Warcraft ones. And then as we go over here, we have even more art books. We have like Art of Diablo, Dungeons and Dragons, there's a Witcher one, as well as a bunch of other stuff here. I realize it is kind of dark here, but there's a bunch of sealed L5R tins. This is a sealed ZX, or Zillions of Enemy X. like starter deck kind of thing. Japanese card game with gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. And then we also have a bunch of, these are all WeCross art books, as well as some artists that I just really like. So like we have this like Lack art book and some more like WeCross stuff, as you can see there. This bottom shelf is just kind of like a miscellaneous shelf. So it has a bunch more like Flesh and Blood stuff in the background. We have some more figures, like we have Ganyu, we have Saber, we have Elf from Dragon's Crown. This character is from Iron Saga, and then we have a Fate Go character. And then here you can see in the background just some like thank you cards from various folks. Like that one's from Sushi Night. We have some from artists. We have a thank you note from Crovius. This one is from Robbie Wen, one of the co-founders of Flesh and Blood. This one that says thank you, Kellen, with Lexi on it. That is from Federico Musetti. We have another one from Eleanor Pitiera, another artist. So yeah, a huge, huge fan of artists and love celebrating them here. All right, let's stand up. And that basically covered that section and this section. All right, so we'll go back from the top and we'll make our way back down. This is one of the best cheap figures I've ever gotten. So she's from Azure Lane, and she looks absolutely incredible. And I got her on sale on AmiAmi brand new for like 60 bucks. I think she's still around that price. She's so, so good. Like, just look how great she looks. This one is Hoshiguma from Arc Knights. You're going to see a lot of Arc Knights figures. Behind them, you have like this giant Magic the Gathering, Shivan Dragon, and then we have a sealed, oh man, it's really hard to see. We have a sealed comic book of Fallen Empires with a booster pack of Fallen Empires. It's behind Hoshiguma. We have this little keychain from Honshu. Down here we have more Arc Knights figures. I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of Arc Knights figures. Once again, you'll see a lot of those. Behind that we have a sealed Sailor Moon starter deck from the original Sailor Moon card game. We have some Dragoborn. That set 5 box is not sealed. It is opened, so sorry. We have a beta Ravenous Rats back there. It's hard to see, but it's behind Texas here. One of my favorite Arknights figures. And I have some sealed Genesis behind that too. Here are some of the little figures we got from Japan. I figured they'd work really well here. And then back there we have a lone Sasuke. Next row we have some Grand Blue characters, some of my favorite characters. Beatrix here is one of my favorite characters of all time. Absolutely love Beatrix. And she's got to have her best friend here, Zeta. So we have Zeta as well as Beatrix. And in the middle, it's Cagliostro. Yo! Behind that, we have some sealed boxes of Middle-earth CCG from the 90s. That's the White Hand. And then below that is the original edition. I can't remember what it's called. The Wizards, I think. But yeah, both of those are 100% sealed. Beneath that, we have some sorcery. This is a sealed alpha box of sorcery, which is worth about $1,200 right now. And then a sealed alpha starter deck brick of sorcery as well. And then these are the pre-alpha test decks that I got. I still have all the cards for them. These are empty though. And this is a Wyvern Chameleon box. That one is opened, but behind these, we actually do have some sealed Wyvern, as well as some sealed Vampire the Masquerade, or Vampire the Eternal Struggle. So yeah, lots of old sealed card games from the 90s. Back up top here, we have some more figures. We have some Uma Musume figures that I recently got, like Kitazan Black here. Really, really like her. Behind them, we have a bunch of sealed Force of Will. So we have the first 4 sets of Force of Will sealed, including the Castle of Heaven and 2 Towers or whatever, and then the Crimson Moon, all that kind of good stuff. It's really hard to see, but we do be having them. Let's see, yeah, here's some other figures. Like here's a like Bishojo Beetlejuice, and here is I forget her name. She's from Kara no Kyokai. Ryoga Shiki from Karnio Kyokai. And yeah, if you recognize these figures, yo, huge shout out to you. Like this SSS Dynazenon character. All right, this next row is where we have some of our more choice figures. This one, we have some Azure Lane stuff here. So we have a couple Azure Lane figures kind of in the corner. They're all a little bit spicy there, and they all look fantastic. And in the back we have another Azure Lane figure you can see in the darkness. We also have more Uma Musume figures. We have an Arc Knights Lapland Noodle Stopper. All these ones that sit on the corner, by the way, these are all Noodle Stopper figures. They're usually pretty cheap and they fit really well. Here's another Uma Musume figure. This one's really cool. It's from like a to Z series. Back here in the dress, we have Skothok from Fate. Skothic, whatever, from Fate. And then this lovely lady here, she is from the Iron Saga. That's she's the figure that had the tapestry that I pointed out earlier. All right, this next row has a bunch of really, really nice, I mean, a lot of these figures are really, really nice. But this next row has a bunch of like quite expensive figures. So we have a bunch of Arc Knights figures here. We have like Exousia. She is awesome. She looks just absolutely incredible with an Exousia keychain from Honshu. We have a Neon from Arc Knights. Once again, absolutely incredible figure. We have this cute, like, demon Hatsune Miku. I'm not the biggest Miku fan, even though you have now seen 2 Miku figures. And then here's, like, a Marin, like, succubus. Next to them, we have some Noodle Stopper figures, which are 2 of my favorite characters from Princess Connect. And then we have Dark Angel Olivia back here with the Dark Angel Olivia card. And then, of course, Keqing from Genshin Impact. Keqing being one of my favorite characters from that game as well. And then this final row is a bunch of, like, we have a whole bunch more artist proofs, Flesh and Blood artist proofs, as well as some like promo cards, more artist proofs, and these are all cold foil legendaries. Very, very nice stuff. And then we have every, or almost every single box of Flesh and Blood sleeves sealed from Dragon Shield. And then that's basically that for this kind of like section. We have a lot more to show, but yeah, this is the actual background display. If you're curious how I keep all these figures dusted, I do it manually by hand. Luckily, I keep the door to the room closed at all times when I'm not using it. So this room doesn't get super, super dusty. It can get dusty on the top shelves, but in these actual shelving, it doesn't get too bad as long as I keep up with it. So yeah, that's what I do for that. All right, let's check out the rest of the room. All right, so here is our little window-mounted Toshiba air conditioner. Or it's not window-mounted, but it's just one of these floor units. Very, very important. This room gets very, very hot. Next to that, we have our massive stack of playmats. On top of that, we have my Commander Battle Box that I'm going to be doing a video of. Behind that, we have more playmats and this really cute Lexi Pokemon pillow that I got from a Flesh and Blood, like Secret Santa kind of thing. This is my supply corner and also one of the 3 lights that I have on. This light is just on this massive, massive tripod, which has like some various badges. Oh, I didn't show off the Bushiroad badge. You got the Bushiroad badge and Vera here, and then our little night buddy. Yeah, very cute. But yes, we have these various badges from Bushiroad events and Grand Archive events, and this is fairly unorganized, but this is my like supply rack. That's whole row right here. That's sleeves. Tons and tons of sleeves. We have a bunch of Dragon Shield sleeves, and then a bunch of like anime character sleeves. I have probably in the hundreds of packs of sleeves. Like we'll just grab a random sleeve. Oh, look at that. Cute. This one's unopened. The ones on this side, unopened. The ones on top of here are opened. So like we'll grab this one. Opened. This one also is like Empress Galam. She's awesome. And then all the Dragon Shield sleeves are unopened. And then here we just have a bunch of other random card supplies, mic, just bunch of random crap, pens. We have like a scale, just a bunch of random crap, a drinking horn. But above that, though, we have this beautiful Collie of the Vast limited edition print. That is an 11 out of 85. Well, let's see what it is. Is it 85? Yeah. 11 out of 85 Collie of the Vast. She's one of my favorite cards in Magic the Gathering, and I absolutely love the Scott M. Fisher artwork. Behind that, or right next to that, behind the light, you're not going to be able to see it because of the light, huh? It's, oh, maybe if I turn the light, I can kind of see it. I have a Warhammer print, and then one of our own prints. This is one of the canvas prints. These did not turn out very well. They did not turn out as well as I would like. So I think I want to get an actual print of these done later, and then like just properly framed. Let's see. Next to that, we have some of the Arknights boxes. I really got to do something about the boxes. They go all the way down. And some more figures. This is another one of the Iron Saga figures. I kind of regret getting her. She looks really nice, but I'm not the biggest fan, and she takes up a lot of space. But I'm a big fan of Mary Saotome behind her from Kakaguri. I think that figure is amazing. Turned out really well. We have a Azalea print. That's a Sikkim shot from Flesh and Blood. Here we have one of the big centerpieces of the studio. This is a limited canvas print by Federico Musetti, signed on like really high quality canvas. That one is the number 2 out of 10. It's very nice. The frame doesn't fit it perfectly. You can see the little white line above it. It really bothers me, but it is what it is. And I'm not going to buy like a custom frame for it because that would be very expensive. Above that, we have one of our original pieces, art by Honshu. Next to that, right there, that is a canvas print of the Korhazi Courier, our collab card with with Grand Archive. And then here we have some more Honshu prints. These were given to me as a gift by Honshu when she kind of like started doing prints. So we have Yor Forger from Spy Family, as well as Yoimiya from Genshin Impact. This is actually one of my favorite pieces that Hana has ever done. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's so good. Next we have this shelf. So this is like all of my card stuff shelf, plus some more figures. We're not going to go through all the card stuff. It is mostly just like, I don't know, it's just like storage. I need to organize it a little bit better. It's like loosely organized. Oh, I didn't show off the table here. We'll show off the table in a second. So let's start at the top. So here is these are my only sealed Magic product. Why do I have these? These are all draft boosters because I love draft. And these are Magic sets that I just wasn't into at the time. And I figured I might be someday, and it might be hard to get. So what I did is I picked up one sealed box of all these sets here. So basically starting with Zendikar Rising, every single standard set up until Throne of Eldraine or Wilds of Eldraine for draft boxes. So we can draft these if I ever want to. If I ever want to be like, yo, let's do Kamigawa draft, I have a box. Also some supplemental sets. So like I love Dungeons and Dragons. So here's the Dungeon Dragons Adventures in Forgotten Realms. And here's the Baldur's Gate set. We also have Commander Legends. We have some Jumpstart, including a really terrible Jumpstart. But we have the good Jumpstarts too. And then we have probably one of my favorite Magic sets in recent memory, Dominaria Remastered. And then we have Unfinity as well, in case we want to do some stupid sticker stuff. The thing on top of that is a Commander deck. It's just this one. It's sealed. I'm not sure what I'm ever going to do with that, but I have it. All right, next row. This is where we have some stuff that I actually play with. This box that says unsanctioned, literally inside there is a whole bunch of random Magic packs from a lot of these sets, but a lot of other sets as well, that I can just have a chaos draft with friends. We also have Vampire the Eternal Struggle. This Rebecca Gay box has a Vampire the Eternal Struggle deck inside of it. These two Channel Fireball boxes have Universes decks. I have some sealed Genesis, Battle Spirit Saga, and Alpha Clash. We also have some sealed Force of Will. So we have another box of Crimson Moon. And then we have some other stuff. We have some other sets as well. These are Seb McKinnon Seb McKinnon artist proofs. We have a bunch of Magic like novels back there, and then like a sealed box of the Epic card game. These here are really, really cool. So these are, I'll kind of set them over here. So these are a Japanese card game, similar to how I really, really love Blade Rondo, and then it recently got translated. This is a Japanese card game called Overdrive Append that I do believe you can also play solo, like Blade Rondo. And so I have the Japanese versions of this game. So I bought one of each of them. Yeah, it's really cool. Once I ever learn to speak and read Japanese, this will be a lot of fun to play. But until then, I just hope they eventually, print it in English. Here we have some opened sorcery starter decks. Those are all sleeved up inside and ready to play. I have played with them both frequently. So we have the alpha versions and we have the beta versions as well. Behind that, we also have the Guilty Gear card game and some other stuff as well. Yeah, here we have another Carol, one of my favorite characters, like I said, from Princess Connect. We have another Fate character. She looks really, really good. And then we have more Arknights figures. This Lapland one is kind of disappointing. You might not be able to see it in the camera. I think it actually looks pretty good for the camera. But like her face and her like body skin are like different colors, and it's kind of disappointing for how expensive that figure was. And then here we just have a whole bunch of cards and decks and stuff. So like, for example, this is a bunch of Magic Commander. These are all like sleeved up pre-constructed decks. These are my Flesh and Blood decks, like my all-foil Uzuri deck. We have some Grand Archive stuff over here. Down here you can see even more boxes. We have Shadowverse Evolve. My good Commander decks are in these two. My 6 really, really nice decks. And we just have some other stuff, like some card dividers and whatnot. Next row, just some WeCross, some piles of cards. It's not that interesting. Down below we have a whole bunch of binders of various card games and stuff, including this is my Alpha Sorcery binder. Let's see if I can unzip this with like one hand. Yeah, we can. All right. Zipper zips pretty easily. Yeah, this is actually my full collection of Sorcery Alpha. I'm missing some cards. Like, you can see them here, but I have them all kind of like laid out. Yeah. So yeah, my full Alpha collection of Sorcery. Well, it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. Almost full. I do have some full sets down here. So like this, the light's in the way. So like that green binder down there is a 100% complete Wyvern collection. And then I also have a 100% complete Dragoborn collection as well. So pretty cool stuff. Maybe, you know what? Hold on. Let me see if I can grab it. All right, success. So yeah, this is my 100% complete Dragoborn collection. There's one of every single card in the game here, not including foils. Though I do have a good number of foils as well. So yeah, this is one of my favorite games. I absolutely love Dragoborn. And so this was kind of important to me to get the full collection. I even have one of every single card from set 4 and 5, which are the really hard ones to get. Here, let me see. I have some foils as well. Whoop. Doesn't fit all the way on. It's difficult to do this with one hand. But yeah, this is like set 5 here. And I do have a couple foils still remaining from this. It's always funny with this. Some people always try to like hit me up for them. Ooh, here's the Mike Elliott card, which is really cool. Baron Elliott, the Grand Mastermind. Yeah, this game is awesome. And then hold on. And this, like I said, is my complete Wyvern collection. And this is exactly what it is. This is one of every single card in Wyvern, including Chameleon, which was like the big thing for me. Like, Chameleon was like so hard to get, but I was able to get that booster box on eBay a while ago for such a crazy price. So yeah, I love this game. Really like old dead card games, and this is one of the ones that was like really fun for me to get the full collection for. And then some of the other binders down there's like Flesh and Blood stuff and other random things. Here we have another tapestry, My Girl Forte. Like I said, she is one of my absolute favorites, and a little tiny Hatsune Miku, like a little racing Miku. Here, before we go over any more, quickly go over the table here that now has these binders on it. So this is my table. This is where I do most of the recording. So any of the top-down stuff is on this table. To the right of the table, we have stuff like the mic and headset and some other random stuff, including like a large bag of dice. We have all of these WeCross boxes that have now been opened, and these will be sorted into like storage boxes soon. Behind that, we have some sealed product that I use for various videos. There's some Flesh and Blood stuff. These are decks right here. So like my Grand Archive decks, and then my Shadowverse Evolve decks. There's like 9 decks there for Shadowverse Evolve, and then 2, 4, 5 Grand Archive decks, and like a sealed box of Grand Archive. This is my WeCross decks, or these are my WeCross decks, because I've been currently building them. So we have my 3 brand new WeCross decks in here, all sleeved up and ready to go. And then in the green box, or the, I don't know what color you want to say that, blue-green box underneath, that has my other 6 WeCross decks. So I have 9 WeCross decks. And then I have these beautiful Shadowverse playmats just out, you know, using them for playmats. Didn't mention all these other playmats. An absolute crap load of playmats. Ungodly amount of playmats. And then beneath that, that's some shipping supplies, like bubble mailers and all that kind of good stuff. And even below that, that box on there that says TCG Player, that's a bunch of sleeves, boxes of Dragon Shield sleeves. But yeah, like the playmats are out of control. I have so many playmats. Like here's a nice like Shadowverse one, WeCross playmat. I just have so many playmats. All right, let's move back over here. I guess we can start up top again. So we have more artwork. So we have another Honshu. That one is Lisa, and then we have this is a Sonata Arcanix. We have some more Flesh and Blood art here, and then I have my lights set up, but here is some more of our canvas prints. So we have our first piece of art that we collaborated with Honshu on. Looks amazing. It has since been updated to have our actual card back, but this is a canvas print. We have our 10K artwork print. We have our Vea Dragonslayer print, and then beneath that, these are uncut sheets of sorcery that are worth quite a bit of money, because these are alpha uncut sheets. I don't know where I'm putting those yet. They're big. Maybe like right here, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. On the floor here, we have more WeCross. So WeCross binders, a WeCross collection, a lot of foils. These are the actual, like, they're still in there. There's the Remember. And then, of course, my favorite, my girl. We have the Sleeping Alfu, which is worth quite a bit of money now. So that's pretty cool. And then we have the closet. I guess I can show you what's in the closet real quick. It's just card storage. Lots and lots of card storage. Yep, there you go. It's just these, you know, flats of cards. You can see, like, that's bulk fab. We have a bunch of other stuff just kind of like piled up here. New games, old games, lots of stuff. Here's some Pokemon. That is a sealed, like, Eevee Umbreon collection thing. Here's some Force of Will. Here's some World of Warcraft. There's a box of Warlord. Yeah, just a lot. And then let's go to the other side. And here's even more storage. There's a lot of the anime figure boxes here. These Nendroids are unopened. I have this this A2 one, which is really nice. And I've started to break down the figure boxes because, God, they take up so much space. So much space. But we have even more flats of card boxes. And here's my Warhammer stuff that someday maybe I'll get around to actually putting together. But yeah, there's a bunch of Warhammer stuff. There's Sisters of Battle. And then here we have more World of Warcraft. There's the raid decks, the Icecrown Citadel raid deck and the Onyxia's Lair. And then we have just even more storage, more cards. Yep, that's how I do it. I got lots. Just cram it in the closet. But yeah, as kind of at a glance, here is the other side of the studio that you normally don't see, right? And at this point, I guess we can do like a full like little panorama here. So like this is where you would start in the studio. And then here we can have like this full kind of deal. And the idea of the studio is I just wanted to have a space that felt like the coolest LGS. Like I wanted it to feel like a really cool game store that you'd go into, right? So it's got like all of this cool anime stuff. It's got you know, some non-anime, like more Western style stuff, like the Kalia over there, or like the Lexi. But it also has like, you know, like the anime tapestries and like the figures, and like it's pretty tall. So like I'm gonna hold this up at eye level right now, and I'm about 5'11", and you still have to look up to see everything, right? And so the idea is to like instill you with that sense of wonder that I at least had when I was a kid, and I'd go to like your or to my favorite local game store. So yeah, that's kind of the idea with the studio. This is where it is in 2024. Big projects, well, not that big, but I need to reorganize the original artwork section to fit the Tower of Babel there. I need to get these uncut sheets up somewhere, and then maybe find some new spaces for some of this other stuff. But yeah, that's the studio here. Thank you for coming on our little tour today. If you have any questions or anything, maybe answer them below. Maybe I'll have the time to answer them. But yeah, I hope you like the new setup too. I really enjoy, you know, being able to feature each of the main games that I cover here. So we have like the We Cross, the Flesh and Blood, the Shadowverse, and the Grand Archive, and then, you know, a bunch of everything else, right? A bunch of everything else. I definitely would like more space. I would love to be able to have like another shelf, like right here. But maybe someday when we expand to a bigger place. But until then, thanks so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time for some more card game content. See you later, everyone.